If you're here, you've probably seen one of my first two videos. Then, I explain why I'm making a game. But after almost 2 years, what is the actual state of my game? Is it better than Pokemon as I envisioned it? I have loved Pokemon since I was a kid, but growing up, I realized some flaws in the Pokemon games, especially the recent ones. I went more in depth in those two videos, but put shortly, I pointed out the difficulty of the games. They are too easy. The narrative issues, they use too many cutscenes, and the unnecessary long and tedious process of training your Pokemon to be competitive, among others. The new titles, Scarlet and Violet, will probably fix or at least mitigate some of these issues, but definitely not all of them. That's why I wanted to make my own monster taming game, which ideally would fix all of this. So naturally, I decided to make a fully open world game with hundreds of monsters, a deep story, and challenging AI. What a great idea for my first commercial game. Soon, I realized I overscoped and wasn't prepared to make this type of game. Plus, the game wasn't different enough from Pokemon that people would want to play it. So in April 2021, I made a prototype in which you battle in real time. I wanted to see if this idea could work, and I got a bunch of people to play it and give me their feedback. Most of them liked the prototype and could see it becoming a full game. So I changed direction. My game's combat was no longer going to be turn-based, but rather real-time. That summer, I took a step back and thought about the game. I realized I needed to scale it down, so I made big changes to my initial idea. First of all, I discarded the idea of Gorit being an open world. Instead, the world would be much smaller and the story more linear. There would be no humans, so you would play as the monsters directly. Also, I would aim for 30 to 40 different monsters, not hundreds, and a 2 to 3 hour long story. Oh, and to differentiate the game even more, I announced that I was going to include puzzles as one of the core elements of the game. That was much more reasonable for my skill set and time, so I started the development in September 2021. Over this year, I've got a lot done. I started by working on the gameplay mechanics, especially the battle mechanics. You can watch a more detailed video about that by clicking on the top right corner. Then, I made the enemy AI. I made it so I can easily control if an enemy is more likely to play defense, attack, or use abilities. The enemies adapt to your movements in battle and try to counter you. Then, I added more Gorits to the game, worked on the saving system, gameplay UI, world building, cutscenes, and puzzle mechanics. Finally, on September 30th, 2022, I released a public Steam demo. I also participated in the October 2022 Steam Next Fest edition. So, to answer the question of the title, my game is not better or worse than Pokemon. It's simply different. And I think that if you enjoy Pokemon games, you're also gonna like Gorit. At the moment, around 25% of the game is done, and you can play the first 20 minutes for free on Steam. The great thing is that since I have the core system of the game working, I'm able to progress in the development much faster, since almost everything that is left is making more content. That being said, there are two more big systems that I need to add: the catching system and the upgrades system, which will include evolutions. I'll be working on those next month, and hopefully I'll have something to show about them soon. When I have these systems in place, I'm planning to do a Kickstarter campaign. I want to do it by the end of this year or the start of 2023. The Kickstarter will not define if the game gets done or not. The game is going to get done regardless, since I have a full-time job and I do this as my hobby. But the more money I raise, the more content I'll be able to include in the game, and the faster it will get out. That is because I will invest 100% of the money raised back into the game. I'll hire artists, sound designers, and more professionals to help me speed up the process. In fact, I've been spending my own money on the game already. I may do a video on that if you're interested. As for the date of release, it is hard to tell. Making an estimation of how much it's going to take me to complete the game is not easy, since I work on the game in my spare time. But I promise I'll do my best to release the game late 2023. In the meantime, what can you do to support the game? First of all, go play the demo on Steam and give me your feedback. That's the most valuable thing you can do, as it helps me improve a lot. And second, you can join our Discord and give me your ideas for the game. So, what do you think? Are you interested in Gorit? Please let me know if you want to see a video about any particular topic about the game, and maybe I'll do it. But that's all for me. Thanks for watching and have a good day.